I'm a communist.
Where has communism worked?
It's kind of worked in America in a way back in the day.
Oh, she has Lenin merch.
They think I'm gonna be posting sexy videos just because I'm a stripper. Joke's on you, bitch. We're talking about Marxism.
Work is a class struggle.
From Cuba. Communist, man.
Hey guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at some communists and socialists on TikTok and reacting to them. But before we start, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos.
Why are you against Trump?
Because he's an evil dictator.
What do you think his most evil characteristics are?
He's a capitalist.
Okay, so are you a socialist?
I'm a communist.
Communist? Okay. Where has communism worked?
It's kind of worked in America in a way back in the day. No?
What? Oh yes, I remember. I remember when we were communists. So in case you didn't know, the United States has never been a communist country. Okay, we were founded on the principles of democracy, of individual freedom, and the economy is based on private ownership of businesses, of land. What is she talking about? It's just like popular nowadays to say, yeah, I'm a communist, I'm a socialist. I see those posters everywhere, especially on college campuses. It's like everywhere I go, you're a communist, join the revolution, join the fight, yeah.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
It's capitalism, but I'm the child of immigrant parents. They didn't fly halfway.
Okay, hate to be the communist killjoy per usual here, but I keep seeing this sound on my For You page. So I think the TikTok kids need a healthy reminder that if it wasn't for capitalism, imperialism, colonization, and all that good stuff, our ancestors would never have had to leave their homelands in the first place. Like, if it wasn't for the United States, I could probably be on a beach in the Philippines eating a mango right now. But instead I live in Indiana, and I am a broke bitch. And sometimes when I go to the grocery store, old white men ask me if I'm married. So sorry.
Okay, wait. You go to the grocery store, old white men ask you if you're married. That's also the fault of capitalism? It's the fault of capitalism also that your family had to come to America. I'm sorry that they were enticed by what America could offer them and chose to come here. Now you can't eat your mango on the beach. They probably wanted better economic opportunities and higher wages, which is what brings in so many immigrants in general to America. Why so many people risk their lives to come here. That was just ridiculous. Okay, next one.
Dudes are starting to follow me now, and I think it's because they think I'm gonna be posting sexy videos just because I'm a stripper. Joke's on you, bitch. We're talking about Marxism. Sex work is a class struggle.
So this one says, not all feminists will encourage you to become polyamorous, destroy capitalism, be LGBT, I guess, and adopt a cat. Kitty? But I will. I'm not sure what adopting a cat has anything to do with this, or being polyamorous. So the username here is Slutty Socialist. Okay, and a lot of these, like, are workers is the title they use. So prostitutes, that's interesting because historically when we take a look at like the Soviet Union, for example, that was viewed as exploitation. So you saying that it's so empowering to do your sex work or to be an OnlyFans model, that's you having control over your own body and your own life, and you get to do whatever you want. And this work, even if you think it's empowering and whatever, it was officially condemned by the state. So you would probably be arrested and forced to go to the labor camps, baby stripper diaries. But good luck with that after you destroy capitalism.
Baby, when we say eat the rich or that we don't like the rich, it's not because they're rich. We're not jealous, we're not insecure. We're mad about the way rich people, the 1%, exploit, use, abuse, and manipulate people, the working class, in order to gain that level of wealth.
Of course, those kinds of people exist, but just because you're rich does not mean that you had to exploit people to get to that point. You could be creating many, many jobs for others. You can be making goods that other people can then buy from you and services and benefiting society that way. Also go into any hospital or school, you'll see the names of very wealthy people who donate their money. The fact that so many of them also have the rainbow flag. We're all going to be strippers and we're all going to be polyamorous and we're all going to be LGBTQ, trans, non-binary, whatever. And then ignoring the way historically that these sorts of people were treated under communist societies. It's like, you say so much and you say it so confidently. Yes, we're all going to be happy. This is all going to be perfect utopia. And then it never worked. It never has worked and it never will work.
That awesome moment where you have to work a job that you hate so you can pay bills.
Why? Because you need to work. I'm sorry that you hate your job. It's totally possible for you to work at a different job. Under capitalism, it is possible. Communism, okay, the government would tell you what you would do, what job you would have, where you would work. If you were not satisfied, if you disliked your job, you had a very limited choice, okay? It was a centralized planning system. You may want to go to another country for better opportunities. For example, many people wanted to go to the United States. But emigrating from the Soviet Union was incredibly difficult. So honestly, it would be too bad. However, under capitalism, you have a much wider range of employment options. If you don't like your job, you have far more flexibility in terms of moving from one company to another, moving to a different location in the country for work. You have higher wages, better working conditions, and you can negotiate for better compensation. Of course, capitalism in general encourages entrepreneurship. You can create your own business versus having the government controlling what jobs are available to you, where you're going to work, deciding how much you get paid. So you would have far less control regarding your career. So I would say stop being a tuniadец, which is what you would be called in the Soviet Union for being lazy and unwilling to work. So you would have to work. If you didn't work, there would be problems.
Do you believe in communism or capitalism?
From Cuba. Communist, man. Communism doesn't work because it doesn't allow people to develop their skills down the line. The people in that particular nation, they go to other places to get what they need. Watch, clothes, life in general. You gotta develop your life. That's why you see Miami is overpopulated because everybody wanna come down here to the capitalism.
So for someone that believes in communism, what do you tell them? They think it's gonna work.
That won't work, man. That won't work. There's no way.
Smart man. And look at the comments under here. Under capitalism, people are not equal. Someone is rich, someone is poor. Under communism, everyone is equally poor. Exactly. Oh, except the few, the government officials, like in the Soviet Union, that were benefiting, that were fine, but then everyone else suffered greatly. So let's talk about Cuba and the communist regime with Fidel Castro. They had shortages, they had rationing, it was hard to get basic goods, there was poverty going on. They confiscated property from those who previously owned land and businesses. Cubans fled the country looking for better economic opportunities, many of which wanted to come to America. Because capitalism encourages competition, competitive market where people can make goods, and then that results in having a wider range of options of goods, right, and services. Also, you have technological advancement, also economic growth. You can start your own business and improve your standard of living through hard work.
Isn't it kind of depressing that almost every new apartment building in America looks like this?
All the buildings look the same, all the phones look the same, everybody's wearing the same clothes from Shein. I'm realizing now that all the propaganda I learned against communism and socialism was just capitalist projection. I was told the reason why socialism or communism wouldn't work was because everything would be the same and capitalism allows for individuality and free will. Is the individuality and free will in the room with us?
Yes. If you take a look at these TikTokers, you have the freedom to wear whatever you want, to express yourself however you want. You can make your TikToks, you can start a business, you can make your own clothes if you don't like the clothes from Shein. The fact that you're blaming capitalism for the buildings looking the same, I mean, let's break this down. Okay, so first of all, America is a newer country, okay? Then let's say, let's look at France. So if you take a look at the cities in America, and then Paris, for example. Paris has beautiful architecture. A lot of it is influenced by the culture and the history there, and they've had a lot more time to develop that. Also, even if you take a look at style, because she mentioned clothes, and you look at something like the 1950s in America, people dressed differently, okay? So it's also about the culture and how society has changed. Look at the Khrushchevsky Dama, and you tell me if that's unique and beautiful as you imagined they would be under a communist society, because apparently this is the fault of capitalism, which is ridiculous, because those were made to accommodate the growing population, and if you don't like those buildings in America prioritizing practicality over aesthetics, then I don't think you'd like those either. But guess what? That was under your favorite, communism, right? That wasn't capitalism. Oh, I love that. That was great.
Want to be associated with communists anymore. They're all so cringy now. Have you heard people say this recently?
Is she doing comrade cosplay right now? What is going on? Do you think you're in the Soviet Union? Oh, she has Lenin merch. Lenin was just like us. And we're the brainwashed ones, right? Okay.
I want to discuss this sort of view or claim. A lot of it, of course, is rooted in things like bigotry or homophobia.
Now, I guess you're a bigot if you're not a communist. Yes, it's telling that those kinds of people claim to love communism and they're communists, right? But it's not that. It's communism itself that people aren't a fan of. And that's all for today's video, guys. Please let me know what you think about these TikToks in the comments below. Also, remember to like my video, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Also, follow me on Instagram and X, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.